Well, hello and welcome back. It's Greg here, and it's all just kicked off here in Google. The final of Ireland's Best Young Entrepreneur. The winners have been announced. Everyone's literally coming out of the auditorium buzzing as we speak at the moment. And in a few minutes, we're going to meet some of the winners, possibly some of the runners-up, and some other stakeholders when it comes to the Ireland's Best Young Entrepreneur competition. But let me give you the scoop. Let me give you the scoop of what has just happened. So we had the first category was the best new business idea. So the best new business idea. We had amazing participants on this one. It came down to the final two. We had Elizabeth Mclaughlin from Team Galway, and we had Martin O'Reilly of Team Dunleary Rathdown, Team Dublin. So who won Ireland's Best New Business Idea? Drum roll. Fortunately, the budget couldn't stretch the proper drums, but there you go. The winner of the Best Idea category for 2019 here in Google HQ was and is Martin O'Reilly. So Martin O'Reilly of Output Sports, representing Dunleary Rathdown. So he is Ireland's Best Young Entrepreneur for the Best New Idea category. The awards ceremony then moved on to the next section, where we were looking for the Best Startup Business. The Best Startup Business, it came down again to two people, Sharon Cunningham of Shorla Pharma and Brendan Maloney representing Mayo for Skillco. Who would win between those two? And the drum roll commences again. And the winner was... You ready? Are you ready? The winner was Sharon Cunningham of Shorla Pharma, won the Best Startup Business Idea. And then we moved on to the next section, which was the Best Established Business. And the Best Established Business came down to a duel between Devon Hughes of the brilliant IBYE, we talked to him earlier on, and Sean McGarry, again representing Mayo, for Shower Gem. And maybe it was because of the Dragons, but Shower Gem and Sean McGarry took the title of Best Established Business for Ireland's Best Young Entrepreneur 2019. So there you have it. What I haven't told you yet is who's the Google winner, the Google Award winner. I'll tell you about that in a minute. And who won the overall title of Ireland's Best Young Entrepreneur for 2019. But I have a guest in the house, so I'm not going to ignore my guest in the house. So I'm going to close this off for a second and welcome my guest to the stage. Come on down. And I believe it's from a very nice special county.
Yes.
You're coming from a very special... We're going to let the cat out of the bag now.
No, exactly.
So it's representing the local enterprise office in Tipperary. They couldn't have won the All-Ireland Hurling and Ireland's Best Young Entrepreneur, could they?
Yes, and the ladies' intermediate final today.
Oh, they would. Oh, yeah. Well done.
Yeah.
Good day for Tip.
Yes. Well, great. Absolutely.
So you break the news. You break the news. So the winner of Ireland's Best Young Entrepreneur, the overall winner for 2019 is who?
Shorla.
Shorla.
Sharon Cunningham.
Sharon Cunningham of Shorla. Fantastic.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
Absolutely deserved winner.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Incredible business,
yes,
and hopefully we'll speak to her a little bit later. She's an absolute superstar.
Absolutely.
And so is her co-founder Orla. The two of them are incredible.
Absolutely.
So Tipperary must be absolutely delighted.
Because they were a start-up. They came to us initially with the idea.
Yeah.
So the local enterprise board gave them support in the form of employment grants and some capital grants. So they've started their research process, and as Sharon told you, they're now will be ready to launch 4 new products for oncology, particularly for the children's market very soon, which is very exciting for Tipperary, because obviously it will generate local jobs, very highly professional paid jobs as well throughout Tipperary.
Yeah, no, it's incredible. It's all slightly over my head. They're so technical and medical. I know one of their products is it's working towards cancer. And
it's all cancer products, mainly for pediatric and for women's market.
Brilliant, yeah.
So it's in the form, her first product for children is in a liquid format rather than a capsule. So because children need swallowing tablets, so it's in the liquid format, so which is brilliant.
Yeah. And Sharon is one of the biggest ambassadors of the local enterprise office. Her eyes bulge. She gets so animated when she talks about the support that you guys have given. So I know that they've availed of feasibility study grants and so on through the local enterprise office, but the support, the mentoring, the advice has been instrumental in their business. So what do you tell the guys out there a little bit more about what the local enterprise office in Tip, but all the ones across the county, do to support young businesses?
Well, the local enterprises offices are there for anyone with a business idea, people who are ready to start up or even expanding businesses. People forget that, and we have a variety of grant supports for that to happen, but also we're constantly there for advice and support, which is probably the better. And then we have other forms of training and management development that people can avail of, but we're constantly there. That's the difference. We're local. If they need us as sounding bite, they can come to us anytime, and we'll go and meet them and discuss any issues they're having and try and support. If we don't know, we can refer them on to other experts or research libraries, etc. So we've huge contacts between our department, Enterprise Ireland, out there that we can reach out to help anyone.
She's the obvious first stop.
First
well,
stop.
I'm going to let you go and party into the night.
Yes, absolutely.
2 Tip victories, but well done, Sharon Cunningham, and
brilliant.
Everyone at the local enterprise office in Tipperary.
Okay,
well done.
Well,
great stuff.
Thank you.
Cheers. I smell a dragon. There's a dragon in the house, or someone affiliated with a dragon. Anyway, fantastic. So we have Mayo have finally won.
Yeah, finally we got to touch it the last
title.
Day, but now we're taking it home.
No, Mayo's done it. So, best established business in the Ireland's Best Young Entrepreneur category is the wonderful Shower Gem. So, a huge congratulations, number one. Number two, I love the fact when I was listening to I think it was one of your pitches earlier on, you talked about nearly feeling embarrassed about your product years ago when you were in the competition as a best idea, and when you're up against high profile medical companies and so on. Tell me a little bit about that.
Yeah, I suppose you always read in the papers or see in the news tech companies, medicine companies that have raised millions if not tens of millions. You never really see a product that just has a simple place in everybody's home. So when I had to stand up the first time I entered this competition and say what my business was, I did find it hard, especially when you're surrounded by 50 other people that all have really high-end ideas. But then fast forward to where I am today, and after I suppose achieving everything that we have achieved, like the Dragon's Den, and much more than that, that's really small in the grand scale of things. It's just nice to show that even if your business is simple, if you stick with it from idea through to conception, you can actually make a really, really good business for yourself.
Yeah, well, your product is an amazing product and it solves a massive problem. And sometimes the simpler you can keep your business, the more likely it is to succeed.
Yeah, and I think that's what the judges loved, that our whole business was simple. We have a simple product that solves a common problem, we have a simple method to scale, and we have all the necessary things we need to do that. So I think sometimes things don't have to be complicated. You don't have to use buzzwords, disruptive, revolutionary. You can just go ahead and do a simple business.
Exactly. Anyone out there that doesn't know what Shower Gem is, shame on you, number one. But number two, very quickly, tell us what the product is and what solution it solves.
Yeah, so the Shower Gem is a rust-proof shower organiser that gives you a neat and tidy place to store all of your shampoos, soaps, razors, everything that you need in the shower. What people love most is how easy it is to install using our unique glue. So it sticks to all tiles. You don't have to go drilling. You don't have to use suction cups. It's just like a wonder glue that works on everything. Don't
talk to me about suction cups with everything falling down all the time.
Yeah, disaster.
Absolute disaster. So very, very simple product. That's really, really scalable. What's the future? Because you've got some really interesting distribution channels that you're building at the moment.
Our future is hopefully to get on the teleshopping channels across the world. So not just in Ireland, the UK, but the US, Germany, France, China. We want to do it all, and it looks like things are falling into place. So in the next 12 months, we expect to really see some serious growth.
So where can we, in the near future, where can we get a hold of a shower gem? Because I need one.
Throughout the world, showergem.com, showergem.com.
Okay.
All the right price tiles, right price tile stores, any good independent bathroom retailer. We're in a lot of places around Ireland. Hopefully in the not too distant future, you'll see us in the likes of John Lewis, B&Q, maybe more shops in the UK.
Okay, amazing stuff, fantastic, brilliant. And your advice to an entrepreneur that's out there that maybe wants to hold one of these in the near future?
I done it with a shower organizer. You can do it with any product that you have, so long as you put the passion into it and you stick with it, because it's not always easy, but if you overcome those hurdles, eventually you'll hit the good days like today. So just stick with it, show the passion, and things will usually end up going well.
Yeah, keep it simple. And the one thing that you've done, and I want to ask you how you do it, because so often a successful business, near successful business, failed because because the person gave up just when it was about to succeed.
Yeah.
So I'm sure you've had a lot of dark days as you try to bring this one to market. What's your advice to an entrepreneur that's, I suppose, maybe on the cusp of something, but also on the cusp of giving up?
The way I look at it is, when people start seeing things happen more slowly than they thought they would, it gets really hard to keep going with the business. So a lot of the time that's due to not making a decision. If you're at a slow point in your business or a tough point, you need just to make a decision and get on with it. And once you actually get stuck into whatever you choose, you start seeing your business progress again. That gets the motivation up, things start moving, and then the problem you had a few days ago feels like it never happened at all. So it's just to make your decision, move on with it and commit.
And the best part of Ireland's Best Young Entrepreneur?
I think holding this trophy.
I think that's probably a pretty obvious one.
I
might add. Let's have a look at it. There, do you see how beautiful this is? Absolutely stunning. Now I feel at least 20 years younger holding this up.
Yeah.
Sean, a huge congratulations. Fantastic stuff. So what a couple of months you've had, and we look forward to, I suppose, hunting down shower gems across the country and seeing the business grow and grow and grow and move into new products in the near future.
Brilliant.
Cheers, Sean. Congratulations. Well done, Mayo, by the way. Well done, Mayo. I've got a very special lady. I think Krista Berg might have even wrote a song about her. It's called The Lady in Red. I have the wonderful Minister Humphreys here. Hello.
Hello.
How are you? Lovely to see you. We've just had a most exciting final. Very close. The standard of entrepreneurs this year seemed to be incredibly high. With certainly the judging millimetres between winners and runners up and so on. So how did you find the competition this year?
Well, the competition was really fantastic. It was very uplifting to be there among all of these young entrepreneurs, and they are our future. And it really was a great competition. The standard, as you said, was extremely high, and all across a very diverse range of products that they're offering. And it really was a wonderful afternoon. I'm delighted I was here to encourage young entrepreneurs. And when you see the different types of projects and the different types of businesses that they're in, I think that will also encourage other young people from across the country to get involved in this competition.
Yeah, and I think with Ireland's Best Young Entrepreneur, it's really created, I suppose, a community of entrepreneurship within Ireland, and certainly the government has been instrumental in making that happen. There's lots and lots of government support out there, which it's wonderful to see that these guys are availing of, and it's great for the government to get behind our young entrepreneurs.
Well, it's absolutely essential that the government gets behind them, and we do that through the local enterprise offices or through Enterprise Ireland, and they all said that they got wonderful support in either places. So it's important that we support them, because of course when you're setting up a business and you're becoming an entrepreneur, sometimes finance can be difficult to get. So that's where government comes in to support them. When you have a good idea, you go to your local enterprise office first, and then they can help you. They signpost you where you need to go, and it is so important that they get that support, because it does take a lot of courage, and you have to be innovative, you have to be able to think outside the box, but most importantly you need courage to take that step into the world of entrepreneurship. And I was particularly delighted to see that a woman, Sharon Cunningham, won the award, because we want to get more women involved in enterprise and in entrepreneurship, and it's encouraging for other women to see that, because women perform better when they see other role models, and what a role model that Sharon is.
100%, and how she's grown throughout the competition. She's just grown and grown and grown. So it is fantastic. So it's great to have more women involved, and certainly the top of the pile today here in Google HQ. And to Minister Humphrey's point, if you are starting out, there's lots of government supports out there. So contact your local enterprise office and find out what is available to you if you're starting a business. You're not alone, and there's great support out there for you. Lovely
Nice
seeing
to
you.
meet you too.
Brilliant
Thank
stuff.
you.
Take care. Thank you so much. And talking of wonderful women, we have another incredible lady here who I had the privilege of talking to, representing Galway at Pitching Day. So it's Elizabeth Mclaughlin from Timpani Medical.
Timpani Medical, yeah.
Timpani Medical.
It's a play on words between the tympanic membrane and the sound that's created with the tympanic drum. So it's all kind of related to the ear and sound.
Brilliant. So you're walking home with a wonderful trophy. So you're runner up in the best business idea category. So a huge congratulations.
Thank
and
you.
well done to Galway. It looks like the West did pretty well today.
Yeah, absolutely. With Sean, myself, and I think there is Skillco as
That's
well.
right, Skillco. Yeah, so
fantastic representation of the West.
Yeah.
The West is awake, as they say.
The West is well and truly awake. So for anyone that doesn't know, tell us a little bit about your business, Elizabeth.
So Timpani Medical is a company that has grown out of an idea that we saw after seeing a lot of needs in ear surgery, and we've developed an endoscope which allows surgeons to get a really good visualization within the surgical field while also using a two-handed technique which isn't afforded to them by current endoscope technology.
Wow, amazing! And it's very much the ear.
Yeah, so at present we're focusing on the ear as our kind of entry point to the marketplace, but we are building platform capabilities to allow us to have visualization in other parts of the body as well. So that's kind of our ear is our first step, and global growth to endoscopy is our next step.
And where are you at the? Obviously, it's the idea category. So how are we going to make this happen?
So we're in late stage design of our first product, and we're hoping that through support we've gained through European Innovation and Technology funding, that we can bring that product to regulatory approval, and subsequently then we're looking to raise investment in order to scale the business and really grow our platform technology.
Wow, fantastic stuff! Exciting times.
Yes,
so
absolutely.
how are you brave enough, and why? How is it an entrepreneurial blood in the veins? How are you brave enough to make this happen?
So there's a couple of things. Yes, I think entrepreneurial blood kind of comes from both sides of the family.
Okay.
My grandfather was in business in Sligo many years ago, and my dad actually worked in medical devices and was keen to set up businesses. Now he stayed very much in the academic field for a long time, but certainly I heard a lot about medical device development around the kitchen table as I was growing up. So it is definitely something that comes from the family.
Fantastic. And as regards the support you need when you're setting up a business, I know obviously the local enterprise office have been a support. I mean, how important is that, and what support have you got?
So it's really important to have the local support from the enterprise office and from the likes of Enterprise Ireland, and that's been really invaluable to myself and my co-founder Rory O'Callaghan. Other things which I think Minister Humphreys kind of alluded to is that women in business really need maybe just a little bit extra support, because there's a lack of representation of women in business, and so it's really important that competitions like this acknowledge more women in business, and the likes of Sharon winning is really just fantastic. And I think both from a female entrepreneurship side, and I'm a bit biased because I'm a mom as well, so I think seeing her son coming up on stage, it was really
so cute.
lovely. Yeah.
And and I mean, it was great throughout the competition. There's some really good female entrepreneurs. So the quality,
really good quality,
yeah.
and that's the thing about bringing quality to the fore. And I mean the whole the whole competition has shown there's really top quality stuff, and you could feel the tension in the auditorium today because there are so many good companies, startups, established businesses and ideas that it's really exciting times.
And next month is National Women's Enterprise Day. I think it's October the 17th, or it's in October, so
the
check 17th. But check it out, seriously. Go to your local enterprise office, find out what events for women are taking place in your county and attend them, because women need to help themselves and move to the top, which they've done.
With the help of women and men.
Absolutely, of course, absolutely. As regards your highlight for this competition, obviously that's a massive highlight. So that's a pretty obvious one. But what have the highlights been from
I found the day that we had the pitch training and stuff, it was just really a time to be able to talk to your co-competitors and fellow entrepreneurs, and that time I think is extremely valuable, and you actually don't really get that in many other places. Often if you're pitching for money from investors, there's a bit of challenge there to meet other people who are doing the same thing as you, so this really brings people together to learn from each other and grow from there. And I think even Claire Byrne alluded to the fact that some of the companies may have synergies going forward, and they either one stage of the supply chain may help another company at a different stage in the supply chain, and so that can be really valuable as well, creating that network.
Absolutely, and I think there's a nice entrepreneurial, as I would refer to it as alumni, that comes out of Ireland's Best Young Entrepreneur that you can tap into, and I think that's something that entrepreneurs do better than I suppose regular people very often is they're not afraid to actually ask for help. They're not afraid to say, hi, can you meet me for a cup of coffee? So seizing upon those opportunities. I know you've got some celebrating to do, quite frankly. Probably some other photographs and stuff to take. So I just want to leave it by saying congratulations.
Thank you very much.
And
Thank you so much.
Well done, Team Galway.
Cheers, thank you so much. And Martin's just arrived now.
Martin, very timely, isn't it? You timed it to perfection. Fantastic. So it was the best business idea runner-up, and we now have the best business idea winner. We do, and it's Martin O'Reilly. Martin,
how are things?
How you doing? It's happened again.
It has.
Team Dunleary are waltzing off with the big awards.
That's it. Delighted.
So huge congratulations, mate.
Thanks
That's
very
fantastic. So straight up, did you think you're going to win?
Look, I put in a lot of hard work, and I'd love to, but the standard was so high, and I was really overwhelmed and really surprised to do so. No, like you always let yourself dream a little.
Look, I saw the glint in your eye last Thursday. I saw that you believed in yourself, and there's a difference between believing in yourself and assuming you're going to win.
Exactly, yeah.
But so you won the best business idea category. For anyone that doesn't know, shame on you, because that means you didn't watch the live stream on Thursday. Tell us about the business Output Sports.
Yeah, so at Output Sports we've created a one-stop tool for strength and conditioning and physiotherapy. So with just a single wearable sensor, we can test and track all of an athlete's components of fitness, so we can understand them, and then we're able to track their exercise programs rep on rep to help them achieve their training goals. So our system has been developed over 6 years of research in UCD, and we're currently training it with about 40 professional sports teams around the world.
Wow. So, I mean, and you mentioned that there was, and you don't need to get into any details there, but you mentioned you even have investors in the form of like Leinster rugby players.
Yeah, absolutely.
So top professionals wanting a piece of this product.
And it's great because our technology, it isn't just for the elite, but it's great to see that people that deal with our competing technologies every day have seen our technology and really truly believe and back it. So yeah, we're absolutely delighted with that.
Cool. And I've seen the sample anyway, but you can move it to different parts of the body to test different things. Yeah,
so no matter what you're doing, if you're doing a jump or something very acute like a balance task, or if you're strength training or power training, you move the sensor to an appropriate place on the body, and then that specific location gives you lab grade accuracy and data equivalent to a whole motion capture system or a whole other massive force platform that people usually stand on. So a lot of what we've done is capture data to make that possible, and machine learning algorithms to do the same.
Cool. And where are we at with the business now? So even if we fast forward a year from now, where are we going to be?
Yeah, so I mean, we're very close to going to market.
Cool.
Over the next year, we look to convert our current users into customers, then starting to expand in elite sport initially in the UK and Ireland and Europe, and then starting to turn our focus to the US, and then ultimately turn our focus beyond just elite sport down to recreational sport and the everyday athlete as well.
Cool. So you're going to kill America amongst other markets.
Oh, yeah. No, we already have quite a lot of
Yeah.
users in the US, and it's a phenomenal market. Yeah, we're very excited to spend more and more time there as time goes on.
Cool. How did the idea come about?
So its very beginnings were actually when I was about 6 years ago. I was working in a wearable sensors company, doing a lot of strength conditioning training myself, and I thought, how can I combine what I'm working on during the day and what I'm passionate about in the evenings? It was just a hobby, then it became a fairly serious final year project, then it became a PhD, and then I was lucky enough to get a research grant to make it Output Sports, and that's where we are today.
Wow. And what advice would you give to a young entrepreneur that's starting out on the journey that you've been on?
Yeah, well, I guess like one of the key things is it's a long and exciting journey, so surround yourself with great people to go on that journey with. And then really just always be open to learning new skills and continuously being responsive to your end users to ensure that your tech really fits really solves their problems, I guess.
Yeah, okay. So again, it's back to the
Yeah.
simple solution of solving problems.
Definitely, yeah.
As regards Ireland's Best Young Entrepreneur, how what's the highlight been? That aside, because we know that's the highlight. but yeah. Well, so what are the best outcomes of this competition been for you?
I think like the network of fellow entrepreneurs and mentors that I've met will be something that I'll be looking to really maintain and build on, because there's just so many great people in this competition, both from the support side and fellow competitors. So that's really been the thing that I'll take away from this. Like, needless to say, the supports financially and everything are fantastic as well.
Yeah.
But I really appreciate the people side of it as well.
The people side. And then the local enterprise office have been helpful along your journey?
Oh, fantastic, yeah. It was great to see them here today and be able to celebrate with them, because they've helped us from business planning to pitching to putting us in touch with great mentors as well.
Yeah, so no, it's good. It's good. Oh, they're there. This is a big day.
Yeah,
it's a big day
absolutely.
for you all. So, and you were telling me the last time that it's a Cork man representing.
Like I went to school in Cork, and Carrickline man, and actually went to college in Galway then, and then I've been in Dublin for the last 6 years. So. Just need to go up to Belfast now for a few years, and I'll have
There you
the
go.
country,
There you go. Well, you know.
But I am delighted to be representing Dublin and Dunleary right down, because I've been in UCD now researching on this for 6 years. So
Cool.
yeah.
Brilliant stuff. Brilliant stuff. Because I never would have detected that Cork accent
No.
in a million years. It's well hidden.
It's been
well
diluted.
hidden.
I don't know
There
what
you
accent
go,
I
you
have
know.
now. But,
I'm sure when you get back down, when you get back down, I always forget my passport when I go to Cork. But anyway, that's another story. But when you get back down, it comes back in spades. You know.
It does, especially with the, certain friends that I was in school with. It just comes out in absolute spades.
It's nice and nice when you're celebrating and may come out loud and strong. Brilliant stuff, mate. Congratulations,
Cheers,
huge
appreciate
congratulations,
Thank
and
you.
just don't forget to celebrate.
No.
We look forward to hearing more and more about you and the business in the coming years.
Thank you very much.
Well done, mate.
Thank you.
Cheers. Fantastic stuff. And that's the brilliant Martin O'Reilly. Is he Team Cork? No, he's not. He's Team Dublin. Dunleary Rat Down. Absolutely magnificent. Oh my God. Oh, we have some superstars that have just come into the room here now, you know. Beyond belief. I was going to say, shh, Orla, shh, Orla, shh, Orla. That's the name. That's the name of victory. So I have two of the most glamorous ladies that you'll ever see around Google HQ at the moment, and a certain Sharon Cunningham, i.e. the overall winner of Ireland's Best Young Entrepreneur. But where's the shh? We don't know where the shh comes. That's Sharon. Where's the Orla come from? Well, we'll find out now in a second. So come along, ladies. Fantastic, Sharon. Huge congratulations. Can you fit it just as well? Just I can barely fit on one of these. That's pretty impressive, Sharon. Wow, just wow. Huge congratulations.
Thank you so much. Yeah, we're absolutely delighted that our business has been recognised like this. Yeah. It's incredible.
And it's been it's an amazing journey, because the two of you are, well, I don't know whether you are, but you certainly come across as inseparable. You complement each other brilliantly and beautifully, and you've nearly had to go to Ireland's Best Young Entrepreneur, certainly visually as a bit of a solo run.
Yeah, it's kind of a little bit, we spoke about that, and we don't like doing solo things as much as we do when we're a part of the duo. But there's certain things that you have to go ahead and do on your own. So we're happy that we did that, and it's the business that won this. So yeah.
It is the business. So talking of the business, for anyone out there that doesn't know, tell us about what Shorla does, and I suppose what benefit it's going to offer, because it's going to offer some amazing health benefits.
Okay, well, who wants to do this? I'm talking all day, so maybe Orla, you might like to.
Well, shh, Orla, you go for it.
So we're developing oncology products for women and children. We're working on existing active substances, but doing something very novel, very innovative, very different with them to ultimately solve a problem in the current clinical setting. So we work with key opinion leaders, clinicians to identify those problems and then ultimately create a solution that is accessible, affordable and deliverable to the patients.
Wow. And we're what kind of products are we looking at? Are we close to even releasing at this stage? And what are the benefits of those products?
Yeah, absolutely. So from a milestone perspective, we've already taken 2 of those products to the US Health Authority for initial discussions on our clinical strategy, our regulatory strategy to take us to market hopefully in 2021.
Brilliant.
So the technical challenge comes into the formulation and how to deliver that, and we're quite advanced on those, hence how we can bring them into the regulatory system and take them through the approval process.
Wow. And then, like, what kind of? I don't want to be all callous here, but you know, I mean, this is a big industry, monetary wise.
Yeah, it is.
What kind of?
So yeah,
Yeah, you go ahead there.
Yeah, and the opportunity is relatively high, you know, for a small pharmaceutical company like ourselves. But I suppose we mitigate our risks by engaging really, really early with the people that are going to prescribe the drugs, or the oncologists around the world, because they're our customer. But in order to be able to do that, it costs a lot of money to develop these drugs. So, you know, we've been very fortunate so far to secure our early stage funding, and we're fundraising at the moment again. But yeah, the opportunity is there. So, you know.
So it's a good sign when people are nearly queuing up to fund a business. So that's an endorsement.
Yeah.
If you're in struggles with funding, that's probably tells a story. But I mean, what are the financial projections when you go to market, or what would they be?
Yeah, so once all 4 products are fully commercialised, based on our assumptions around pricing and reimbursement and so on, because it's quite complex. It's not as simple as just projecting your sales.
Of course.
The revenues are in around 176 million euros.
Okay, I just had a mini heart attack there. That's phenomenal. So this is incredible. And again, we're representing Team Tipperary.
Team
Team Tip.
Not just known for hurling.
No, absolutely. Apparently they won something else today as well. I don't know, listening to me. Apparently they did win today as well. So they've
And
won
can I just
2
say I'm
big
from
things.
Waterford, but you know I'm a tip woman today.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So you'd be creating high skill jobs potentially in
Absolutely,
Tipperary,
yeah.
which is brilliant.
So, you know, we'll employ 14 people by 2021, and the wage bill will be in around the €1 million mark. So that's not small money, and represents, you know, a significant impact on the local economy.
And a fantastic talent pool around that area.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of multinationals are already present, and the right people that want to work in an entrepreneurial company will hopefully come to work for us.
Yes.
Cool. Give us a quick tip. If I'm an entrepreneur out there, starting my business up, there's obviously lots of challenges that we go through. What kind of tips or advice would you give to a young entrepreneur setting out on their journey?
Will we give the one each that we
Yeah,
that we like to?
absolutely,
Yeah.
yeah.
For me, I'm an accountant. I'm pedantic about all things numbers and housekeeping, I suppose, in terms of running a company. So I would always say, don't ignore the basic fundamentals that a company needs to function. So you cover all your legal bases, you know, your accounting, your tax. Make sure you're compliant across all aspects, and both regulatory, of course, as well. That's key and core. And just never lose sight of the numbers, because that's what it's all about.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I suppose from a technical perspective, I would be saying don't be afraid to change. You know, that's the beauty of research and development. If something isn't working, acknowledge it, move on, you know, and that's how you'll succeed. You know, Sharon has a good quote that she likes to say about, you know, being unemotional about a problem, but passionate about the solution. And, you know, that's key. You know, fail fast and change, and you'll succeed.
So what exactly is that? Give me that quote from...
Yeah. So be unemotional. No, have an intimate relationship with the problem, and be emotionally detached from the solution.
Wow, that's
okay.
I could write a book on that. That's brilliant. That's absolutely brilliant. What's your highlight been? Obviously, probably today is a bit of a highlight, but the competition. Tell us what your highlights of the competition have been.
I think that whole thing from start to finish. I felt I was really engaged with it from day one. I loved being part of it. I loved meeting all the different people along the way, you know, the opportunities and the doors that were opened as part of the process. I learned so much, you know, and I always said, even if I learn one thing, one little nugget each time, you know, I go to an event or a pitch practice, I'll be happy. And, you know, it exceeded my expectations time and time again. I'm so glad that we entered this competition, and I'm honoured to have won it this year. Yeah.
Well, you're both an inspiration to young entrepreneurs, but also female entrepreneurs, and that's something Minister Humphreys was on about earlier on. So it's great to see women absolutely top of the pile, leading the way. So a huge congratulations to you, Sharon, and you, Orla.
Thank you
Putting the Orla in the simple as that. Celebrate hard tonight,
We will,
and we look forward to the business just growing and growing, and
Absolutely.
not only making doing brilliant things financially, but certainly doing things brilliantly
Absolutely.
morally and from a health
Because
perspective.
that's what it's all about in terms of, you know, the patient's needs are at the heart of our innovation, and we never lose sight of that. Yeah.
Oh, brilliant.
Thank
Huge
you.
congratulations.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very
Lovely
much.
seeing you.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Yeah,
take
great.
care.
Thank
All
you.
right.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
And I'm so glad you're so slim to both fit into that chair. That's amazing.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
It's always a privilege to be in Google. What an amazing place. It blows my mind. And here we have Colin Goulding from Google. So God, we chat once a year.
Yeah.
And it's always in the non-intimate setting of a live stream, you know. But it's great to see Google supporting this initiative with the grand finale here today. Why is Google so interested in being part of the competition, Ireland's Best Young Entrepreneur?
Yeah, so we've been part of it from the very, very start, from the first competition, and we've got a startup engagement effort going on here. This is our European headquarters. When we talk about innovation ecosystems, what we very often see is the mix of government support, multinationals, and successful startup founders all coming together to make this ecosystem a successful ecosystem. And that's why we're leaning in here as well, to really help Ireland become somewhere to start and scale and grow a business. Every single day our teams here in Dublin are in touch with customers all over Europe, helping them grow and scale their business. And so we thought, well, let's take that skill and go out and let's give it to the Irish startup community and help them grow here as well. We do this through a number of programs. Our Adopt a Startup program, where we take companies through a series of lectures and hands-on mentorship. First Fridays with our partner over in Dogpatch Labs in CHQ. So for anyone that's thinking of starting a business or would like some mentorship, every first Friday of the month over in Dogpatch Labs across the other side of the river, there's mentors, there's lightning talks, there's a community, there's an ecosystem. I'd really encourage people to get out and engage with that. And then we go on to do some more advanced programs as well that Google globally offers us a chance to be involved in. So for us, you know, Dublin is our European headquarters, it's our home, and we're hoping to give back to the community here and grow a strong tech ecosystem here in Ireland.
You're certainly doing that. How does one, like, what are the labyrinths of starting up a business? Is where do you find the supports and the resources and the free training? Regarding Google, is there any particular website URLs or places that I should go to uncover and unearth some of the supports that are available by
Yeah,
Google?
there's two primary sources that we'd recommend. So one is, as I've said, our First Fridays. We'd really encourage people to take that as a starting point. It's one-to-one mentorship, it's engagement. The second one is our Grow with Google efforts. So all around the country this year, we've been taking our experts and bringing them to the likes of Waterford and Galway and Cork, and offering full-day seminars where you can start to engage and grow with Google then. And then if you look for our Google Startup website, you'll see all of those resources get combined in there. And that's the feedback we've heard over the years from our startups, is can we put it all in one place? And that we've done. So we'll share that URL with you afterwards.
Brilliant. So like the Google Startup website, that's where we need to check out. I mean, even myself, I've sat through self-paced e-learning courses from Google, which have helped me in my business.
Great.
So there's so many resources, young or old, established, pre-startup, they're all there from a Google point of view. Colin, thank you so much for having us in Google HQ and supporting Ireland's Best Young Entrepreneur and really leading the way as an organisation when it comes to nurturing and encouraging startup growth in Ireland.
Thank
so
you for your
much.
support today. Thanks a
Absolute
million.
pleasure. Take care. So that's the brilliant Colin from Google. So we're just waiting to see whether there's anyone else joining us. So we may. I want to try to sneak in one last guest if we can. But what a day it's been in Google HQ with Sharon Cunningham of Shorla winning for Team Tipperary. An absolutely amazing day.
I'm your dead air filler.
Oh, here we go. Oh, that's
Oh,
fantastic.
really?
Oh, this is great. This is something you do not see every day. So, how does an event like Ireland's Best Young Entrepreneur actually happen? Well, it doesn't happen by magic. It happens thanks to really, really meticulous event management. And the wonderful Carolyn Devine here of White Light Consulting puts the M in meticulous when it comes to planning an event.
It's all teamwork, to be fair now, Greg.
It might be, but a huge congratulations. The event was amazing today with an amazing winner. Tell us a little bit about your White Light's involvement with Ireland's Best Young Entrepreneur.
So my business partner Con and I have been involved in Ireland's Best Young Entrepreneur since we started back in 2014, and we were originally brought on as event managers for the project, but after year one we were upgraded, I suppose is the word, to project and event managers. So we managed the competition right from the very early stages, from the planning, the competition phase. We liaise with all of the local enterprise offices through the county and regional stage, and once it gets to regional stage, then the regional competitions are done, we take over the entire thing. So we work with all of the young entrepreneurs, we coordinate the filming, videography, all of the graphics and brochures and all of those kind of things, right through to the judging process, meeting the minister, pitch training, and then right down to a day like today, which the technical running order for today's event is 35 pages long.
Wow.
It's literally broken down into 10-second blocks, and every word that Claire says on stage is scripted, and just every music cue, every graphic on screen. It's a big project, but it's one that we absolutely adore.
Well, there must nearly be like your children by the end of it. You must really get to know the contestants really,
I have to
really
say,
well.
we're incredibly fond of them and we're incredibly proud of them. It's a huge process to go through, and to start out at 1,700 applicants in this process and to be down to the last 24, it's no mean feat. And when I talk to people about Ireland's Best Young Entrepreneur, I always explain that the competitors in it are entrepreneurs first.
Yes.
And young second.
Yes.
They are entrepreneurs to their core, and they might be refining those skills, they might be breaking new markets, they might be doing different things, but actually they are entrepreneurs right through to their fingertips. And I think it's a privilege for people like us as the project team, the social team, the PR team, the Enterprise Ireland people, the department people, the Leo people, to get to work with these young people who are in many cases going to develop new products that will change how some of us live. You know, even looking at Sharon today and understanding the lengths to which they're going to bring important new oncology drugs to small audiences, but small audiences for whom they're going to change their lives, you know?
Absolutely. Yeah, no, it's changing lives rather than fueling bank balances, and I love that. I love the passion to change people's lives that she and Orla both have.
Yeah.
It's also amazing, and you've probably seen this more than anyone else, the transition that people actually go through when it comes to Ireland's Best Young Entrepreneur. I know there's guy Sam from Strong Roots, and we remember him when he entered many years ago, and now he's all over the papers with massive investment. But I mean, how have they evolved?
I think that one of the things about Ireland's Best Young Entrepreneurs, it looks like a competition on the outside, but actually its real purpose is to find young entrepreneurs in every corner and crevice of the country and get their local enterprises offices in under them with the right kind of supports, investment, training, mentoring, and to really take businesses that had potential and help them to realise that potential. And so when we see people like Sam Denigan, who has a phenomenal business and is an amazing entrepreneur, but when we see people like him come through the process, or people like Mihal Savage, who was a finalist here today, who was in the best idea category 5 years ago, when you see those businesses coming through, you realise that it is more than just that competition. It is that process that helps Ireland find our young entrepreneurs. And the competition this year was shortlisted for a United Nations award for supporting young people, but because it's so innovative. This doesn't happen in every country. We don't actively seek out young entrepreneurs. You know, other countries don't seek them out the way we do. And this, I think, is part of what makes Ireland an amazing place in which to live and to do business. And the competition is one of those great attributes.
Absolutely. Well, to you, Karen, and Con as well, huge congratulations for project managing, not only event managing as well today, but the entire competition, because this competition was made up of many days and many occasions. So enjoy your glass of wine tonight if you want a glass of wine.
Big milky cup of tea.
Milky cup of tea. Enjoy your big milky cup of tea. Have at least two squares of it.
I know, I might go mad and eat the whole thing.
There you go.
Thanks,
Cheers,
Greg.
Karen. Take care. Dunleary Rat Down. They seem to win every year. They certainly win something every year. And a very, very proud gentleman here today is Owen Lafferty. Isn't that right, Owen?
That's right.
Oh, come on down to the
the
Brian Tuberty type seat. How you doing?
Greg.
Great to see you.
Great to see you again.
Good stuff. It's I wouldn't say it's nearly getting embarrassing now, but certainly God, Dunleary Rat Down really punch above their weight when it comes to this competition, don't they?
Listen, I mean, I think people congratulate us all the time, and for these wins, but it's very little to do with us really. I think the IBYE system it's such a great system.
Yeah.
It's such a great way of finding entrepreneurs and supporting them. And you see fantastic stories of people revisiting this competition, not having success first time round, but recognizing the value that it's adding to them. I think for a company to be successful at a very early stage, create very early stage success, I think it's really important to have good advisors and to have a lighthouse, someone to guide you. And a lot of companies have, successful companies. The VC, the promoters would talk about how they got guidance from really seasoned mentors or people who've done the walk the walk and talk the talk before. But that's what IBYE gives these young people. It's someone described, if you take off in the wrong direction with a limited amount of fuel, you're destined for failure. But if you're pointed in the right direction at the very early stage, you still have a limited amount of fuel, you have a much higher sense of success, and that's what IBYE does.
Yeah.
It gives them the opportunity to do that.
No, fantastic. But you're a very modest man saying it's nothing to do with you guys, because I know certainly from Kieran Beats Medical to Connor and Glow Fox, and today with Martin in Output Sports, that they've all singled out the support, even if it's being at the end of the phone call, offering advice, and I suppose being honest with them about their business, I think, as well as a local enterprise office.
Yeah, well, from what we try to do on a regional basis is, create an ecosystem that is startup friendly, and we put an awful lot of effort into that. And we've got a great team that push that. So, for sure, we've touched all these companies and we have supported all these companies, and we know that's going to have obviously, if you get that type of advice and a little bit of someone believes in you, you get a bit of backing, early stage backing, it helps bring other people on board, and it gives them the confidence that they actually have something that has been it's been tried and tested
Yeah.
at a board level, and people are believe you as well as yourself, and give you the money then to chase your dreams. So, but we all do that. All the local enterprise boards do that,
Yeah.
and that's something that we do
Sure.
university. So listen, it's the ecosystem is there. I think from an Irish perspective, it's second to none.
Yeah.
I know of companies. We talk about you would hear tell about it's very hard to get good valuations. If you're at a later stage in funding in Ireland, but certainly for very early stage companies, there's nowhere like it. Ireland it's an incredible place to get that first kind of 50k or first bit of employment support grant or whatever, to get that critical team member on board that'll make a difference and make you ultimately investable. So no, we're delighted. Listen, we're delighted it's working, and I know Dublin got 5 in a row there yesterday, so it would have been great to get 3 in a row.
There you go.
Overall, but we're delighted, absolutely delighted for Martin, and 6 years of research, and an awful lot of patience in doing what they were doing, and now to be at that stage now where they're ready to launch with a lot of capital behind them is very exciting.
No, it's brilliant. No, you continue to innovate yourself. I know you're very, very passionate about this space, and I know even some of the programs that you've looked at with Dunleary Rathdown's local enterprise office are dynamic and moving with the times. So continue doing a great job, which you are doing.
Thank you.
And congratulations to you as a local enterprise office. Even though you're very modest about it, and obviously to Martin, it's great, great for all concerned.
And it's a great team in the office, so it wouldn't
Certainly,
happen
absolutely.
without them. Thanks, Greg.
Cheers, mate.
Cheerio.
Thank you so
Cheerio.
much.
Bye-bye.
Take care. I was going to say we saved the best to last, but again, that might be controversial, so I better not say that. All what I will say is I downloaded your app. Simple as that.
In the meantime, I love it.
Since our first interview, and now I've downloaded the app. So the only thing I've got to do is now use
and make sure you use a voucher BUYMIE buy me, and you get free delivery on your first order. No excuse.
Absolutely zero, no excuse. No, so congratulations! You won the Google Award today.
I did. I didn't get a trophy for it, but I got it much better. I got free Google AdWords.
Yeah, which I think it's pretty
worth its
good.
weight in gold.
It certainly is.
For a business at our stage, absolutely.
Yeah, sure, and the money you save, you can make whatever trophy you want.
Yes.
Simple as that.
Great idea, actually, yeah.
Something big and obnoxious I'd go for. So, no, well done.
Oh, thank you very much.
So Google AdWords definitely will certainly ramp things up. For anyone that didn't tune in earlier on, very quickly, tell us what your business is and what problem it solves.
So, in very simple terms, Buy Me is a on-demand grocery delivery platform. And what that means is that we let users order grocery and household items from large retailer partners like Lidl and Tesco, and have their orders delivered store to door in as little as an hour by their very own personal shopper. Simple as it is. Deliveroo for groceries.
Deliveroo for groceries. Very, very simple description. I have to say your pitch earlier on was so goddamn slick.
Thank you very much. I really appreciate that.
So you were saying earlier on you have kind of an entrepreneurial spirit in your blood. You also said that this is your fifth business, which is a wonderful badge of honour to have, and it means that it's 100% going to grow into not your last business, but a massive empire this is going to be.
Oh, thank you.
You also said that you're ahead of the game when it comes to the average US entrepreneur. You said it was 7 businesses?
7 is the average, I think, for entrepreneurs in general to become successful. The average is 7. Yeah.
So the lesson to learn is,
keep it. It's a numbers game,
yeah.
And it's like muscle memory as well. Like, the more you do it, like I can spin up a business in my sleep at this stage, and the more you do it, the more comfortable you get with the neck, like the logical steps that go to it. Like, I started my first business, I ran in guns blazing, didn't have a clue what I was doing, didn't validate none of that stuff. With Buy Me, it was much more deliberate. I took a year and a half of research, spent kind of understanding the market, understanding our fit in the market, how it was developing. I quit my job, I went and worked for a different type of company so I could learn about all the benefits of what building a platform like this could look. So very much more deliberate, much more cautious, and kind of much more thought out. And I think that's the name of the game really, is you should approach business execution as if it was on purpose.
I love that. I love that. That's phenomenal. Another quick thing, and I also loved about it, because sometimes people set up a business and it is an excuse not to do the ugly stuff. But ultimately, you quit your job, probably paying quite nicely, and essentially you became the company's personal shopper. Doing all the groceries, driving around like a lunatic, delivering people's.
I did. I quit a very cushy 9 to 5 job. Actually, I wrote an article on LinkedIn called "How to Quit Your Cushy 9 to 5 and Start Your Own Business." Step 1: Don't quit your effing job, because I built all of the pre-work for Buy Me was done while I was still employed, and only when I had pre-seed capital, I had enough for 12 months of salary. I quit to become our first grocery delivery person, and I spent 2 years doing. I did 1,800 or so customer orders, like learning everything I could about the supply chain that I was building. One customer at a time, and I messed up all the time, and that was part of the journey. To understand where the mistakes can be made, and then you can iterate on how to avoid them in the future. So, it's I think everyone should roll up their sleeves and get elbow deep in their business from the day one.
And how, like, you talk about seed funding, and even today I can see how well you were able to articulate and to pitch your business. It was very compelling. I was well and truly sold. But so how did you go about funding? I mean, how does, like, because when you're starting out, you're oblivious to what funding's available to you. You're probably a little bit hesitant about your business.
So funding is a bit of a dark art.
Yeah.
I think a lot of people don't know much about it, and it's a bit intimidating to begin with. The way I approach funding is, first you should start with the most obvious, which is yourself. You bootstrap. Myself and my co-founder bootstrapped Buy Me from the beginning. We put our own money and our own sweat equity into getting the product to a prototype stage. And then you go to friends, family, and fools. That's the next logical step. Every business I've started, I've had friends and family invest into it. And I did the same thing here. We started with 25,000 euros from friends and family. I then went to Enterprise Ireland. They run a great program called Competitive Start Fund. And I went to them and said, look at this amazing business, we're about to launch this, and I've already got 25,000 euros of friends and families. I'm willing to have an awkward Christmas. That's how much I believe in this business. And that landed quite well. It does land quite well. If you're going to ask a stranger for money, showing them that you're willing to have an awkward Christmas is a great way to start. So when they saw that we had 25 and that the business was kind of well thought out, well researched, and we had validated with a lot of market data and market research, consumer research, they agreed to give us 50,000 euros, which brought us to 75,000. And then I went to the only angel investor I knew, someone who had just exited a tech company, who I'd met through a mentorship program. And I said, I've got 75,000 euros of capital, 25,000 friends and family, 50 grand Enterprise Ireland. If you gave me 25,000, it would make it a really round 100. Wouldn't that be great? And then I'd have enough for 12 months of runway to run a pilot. And that's all you want to do in the early stage. Just run a pilot, get 12 months of runway, pay yourself crap money. Like I started paying myself 32 grand a year for the first 2 years of Buy Me. And that was enough just to get things done. And that's all you need. You need enough time just to kind of prove out where your product market fit is, and then try to get out there into the investor market to raise capital. We had a bit of a contentious launch into the market, but very quickly we found corporates and angels that were excited about our space because they knew it. Unilever PLC and Eamon Quinn from Dragon's Den. These people I just met out at conferences. I would just go out and meet with them. Actually, the Eamon Quinn introduction is a very funny story. So I was at Future Scope conference in the convention centre, and I was there. I was 6 weeks after launching Buy Me. A large retailer's trying to sue me, and I'm like, I need to find investors. I don't know any. And I'm there with a friend of mine, a guy called Richie Donnellan, who runs Irish Startup TV. And he's shooting the event, and I say, I'm trying to meet investors. And he goes, he'd be perfect. And he points at Eamon Quinn across the thing, and I said, geez, yeah, he would be perfect. Like, the Super Quinn family, that's amazing, amazing brand. And he says, come on, I'll introduce you. I was like, oh, wow, you know him? He said, no, but he won't know that. And so we strolled up, and Richie goes, Eamon, how's things? It's Richie. Listen, I haven't got the time to stay. I just wanted to introduce you to Devon. He's working on something. You're really, right up your alley. Devon, I'll hand it over to you. I'll be back in a second, guys. And off he goes. And I got 30 seconds to pitch Eamon on the business idea. And I always give people an out. I never bend ears. So I say, look, I'll give you the 30 seconds, and then if you like the sound of it, I'd love to get a coffee for you sometime and hear your thoughts on it. And I gave him the 30 seconds, and sure enough, I managed to get a coffee the next day, and then we had another coffee and another coffee and another coffee, and a year later he became one of our lead investors and joined our board as chairman.
Wow.
Yeah, so that's a very organic process.
Yeah.
You know, it's not just like people you know at the time. You have to go out there and meet.
Yeah, a bit of courage and seizing your opportunities.
Absolutely, yeah, 100%. And getting out there and meeting people is a big part of the process. Yeah, it's just about meeting people and asking for directions, which I think we talked about earlier on.
Yeah, we did. So what's the plan for the business? I know we're at Lidl, Tesco's. So where's Buy Me going to grow in the next year or so?
So we're at a really exciting moment. I feel like we're kind of at a tipping point or an inflection point to a certain extent, where the last 8 months we're up 1,000% in growth, which is quite absurd. 10x growth is very unusual.
Yeah, absolutely.
And with that comes with its own challenges. It's a real champagne problem, because overtrading is almost just as dangerous as undertrading in a startup environment, because you've got limited resourced capital, and you have to make sure that you don't kind of expose yourself to an unstable environment. So we are probably planning for a pretty big year. We're in talks with a couple of very large retailers. We're going to be making some very big announcements, probably by the end of this year, as well as in early Q1, about some expansion markets. We're looking at our second and third cities in Ireland and the UK. And yeah, I think we're kind of in the process of gearing up for that. We're raising a large round of funding at the moment, and it's all full steam ahead for the end of the year.
Fantastic. Well, talking of the end of the night, you've got lots of wine to drink.
I do. I have lots of wine to drink. Yeah.
So you can drink those glasses of wine with immense pride tonight. So I want to just a huge congratulations.
No, it was an absolute pleasure. Thank you so much.
Dublin City, be very proud of this man. He's fantastic.
Thank you very much.
So well done, Devon. And as I said, I'm off to order my groceries.
Fab.
Simple as that.
Buy me.
I will. Buy me. Trust me, I made note of it.
Cheers.
See you later. Take care.
Cheers.
So guys, that about wraps up the after show, the after party of Ireland's Best Young Entrepreneurs. So just to recap what has happened today, Ireland's Best Young Entrepreneur has been announced, and that winner is Sharon Cunningham of Shorla, representing Team Tipperary. Go Tip, even though she's not from Tipperary, oddly enough. But a great win for Tipperary, and apparently their second one of the day. The best idea winner today was Martin O'Reilly, representing the local enterprise office in Dunleary Rathdown, with Output Sports. Getting tongue-tied. The best startup business winner was our very own Sharon of Tip. And then the best established business winner for 2019 was Sean McGarry, representing Mayo. Who says Mayo never win anything? With his product Shower Gem, reinvigorating your bathroom, quite frankly, and jumping on the success earlier in the month when we got 3 UK dragons investing in his business. So thanks so much for everyone that listened. Thanks so much to our amazing entrepreneurs. I can't believe it's been 5 years of Ireland's Best Young Entrepreneur. 5 years. Would you believe it? Can't wait for the 6th year. Who will be Ireland's Best Young Entrepreneur in 2020? Nobody knows that, but we do know that Sharon Cunningham from Shorla Pharma is Ireland's Best Young Entrepreneur for 2019. So on that note, congratulations Tip, congratulations Sharon, and from me, Greg Fry, it's goodbye. I'll see you soon. Take care.